Hey, fourth graders, continuing with some division again today. We're going to also talk about up at the top, it says check quotients. Remember, quotient, when you're dividing, a quotient is your answer. Just like when you do a plus problem or an addition problem, our answer is called a sum, S-U-M. So when I do a dividing problem, my answer is called a quotient. So we're going to talk a little bit about rounding. We're not going to do it so much at the bottom, but I just want to talk a little bit about it. So they gave us some problems down below, and we're going to use some rounding and estimating because you guys have done rounding. You guys know how to do where you do the friends and bullies that we did in third grade, and you can bump up, okay? Remember, if it's 1 through 4, you go down. If it's 5 and up, you bump up. So let's just look at what they have here. All right, so the first one says they're giving you the answer, and what they want you to do is decide if you think that that answer is reasonable. So let's try it. So we have 18 remainder 2 is our answer. So look at your divisor, and it would be like saying 3 times 18. But we're going to round 18 up, and we're going to say that 18 is pretty close to 20. And I bet we can count by 20s 3 times, right? 20, 40, 60, right? And then add on 2, that'd be 62. So do you think that that is a reasonable answer? Okay, is 62 pretty close to 56? I would say yes, right? So that's a reasonable answer. It's not going to be exact, it's just reasonable. All right, let's look at our next one. All right, we're going to do one more of those, okay? So I want you to look at, you have 5 here. So and here's what my answer was, right? My quotient. So I would say that 92 is pretty close to 100, right? I can round that up. Now, can I do 5 times 100? Can I count by hundreds 5 times? 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. And then I'm going to add on my 3, which is right here. So 503. Would you say that that's pretty close to 463? I would say it's pretty close, isn't it? Because I've got 463 here and I got 503. So that's pretty close. So sometimes you just want to use rounding to see if you're close. Okay, I'm not going to make you do that on every single one because we're still just working on doing our dividing. Okay, so on the bottom section, all right, so we are going to focus, guys. We are going to cross out number 11 and number 13. Okay. And let's see, I'm going to have you cross out number 9. That will give me a good indication of how you're feeling about division, if hopefully you're catching on, okay? So we are not going to check our answer by rounding. I wanted to talk a little bit about that, but we're just going to solve, okay? So let's look at number 5. Right away, we're doing our steps: divide, multiply, subtract, check, and bring down. All right, here we go. How many 7s can fit into 5? I already noticed that my divisor is bigger than 5, so that's not going to work, is it? So I need to do the whole number. How many 7s can fit into 59? Here I go with my 7s. 7. Look at your timetable if you need to. 14, 21. I have a long ways to go, don't I? 28. 7 times 5 is 35. 7 times 6 is 42. 7 times 7 is 49. I'm getting there. 7 times 8 is 56. So if I don't do one more 7, I'll go over. Okay? So I'm not going to do one more 7. So let's see, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 groups of 7 would be 56. Okay, and then I'm going to subtract 9 take away 6, 3, and I know that my answer is 8 remainder 3. So I want you to do number 6 on your own, because that's just 2 numbers under the house as well. So I'm going to say, how many times does 3 go into 7? Okay, and same thing, I want you to try to do number 7 by yourself. Okay, how many 6s fit into 8? Okay, I know when I start counting, okay, I'm not going to be fitting too many in of these, are we? So you got to do your count bys. And then we are going to talk about number 8. Okay, so I want you to try to do 6 and 7. You guys can do it. I know you can. I know you can. All right, let's look at number 8. How many 7s can fit into 6? My number outside the house is bigger, so I know that I can't do that. I think we forgot. Yeah, always remember to put an X there. I like to put an X there. All right, then I'm going to go over to here. How many 7s fit into 62? Okay, well, you know what? I can look up here because I just counted by 7s, didn't I? So I don't even need to rewrite those, okay? So I can look at my chart and go, well, it looks like 7 times 7 was 7 times 8 was 56. And I know that 7 times 9 is 63. That's too big. So it's going to be 56 again. Okay, so it was 7 times 8 is 56. And then I'm ready to subtract and bring down my next number. Okay, so 2, I can't do 2 take away 6. I have to borrow. And then I go 12 take away 6 is 6. And I bring down my 8, and the process starts over again. How many 7s can fit into 68? I'm going to look back up here again and say, well, 7 times 9 was 63. If I do 10, that would be 70, and that'd be too big. So 7 times 9 is 63, and then I'm ready to subtract and get my remainder. Okay, can you subtract and put your remainder right here? Okay, you can do that part. And number 10 is very similar. It has 3 numbers under the house. Okay, and right away I'm going to look at number 10 and I'm going to say, how many 8s can fit into 8? Well, we know that only 1 8 can fit into 8, can't it? So I'm going to put my 1 up here. I'm going to subtract. And I'm ready to bring down 1 number at a time. Okay. Now, I say, does 8 go into 6? How many times can 8 fit into 6? It can't fit in there, so it fits in 0 times. You still have to mark that spot with a 0. Okay, so now I'm ready to, I have to bring down my next number now because it didn't fit into 6. So I'm going to bring down my next number, okay, which is 9. Okay, now I say, how many 8s can fit into 69? Well, it looks like over here, I need to keep counting, don't I? 8 times 3 was 24. 8 times 4 is 32. 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 6. 6 times 8, I used to hate. Now I know it's 48. 6 times 9 is 54. Oh, yeah. 6, 7, 8 times 7 was a second is 50. 8 times 7 is 56, so sorry. And 8 times 8 is 64. Oh, I better stop right there because 64 is as close as I can get. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 8s is 64. I put my 8 up here. And then take that 8 times my number on the outside was 64, 8 times 8. And I want you to subtract, and then I want you to put your remainder. okay? Kind of still walking you guys through these, okay? But I'm hoping that maybe you're even doing it before Mrs. Hagen, okay? All right, finish that one up. And then for number 12, because we're going to do one that has 4 numbers under the house. Don't get nervous. We got this. So right away I say, does 6 fit into 4? Well, it doesn't, does it? Because the number on the outside is bigger. So I'm going to mark that spot with a 0. How does 6 fit into 46? Oh, for sure, right? So let's figure out how many 6s. 12, 18, write them down with me. 24, 6 times 5 is 30, then 36. Oop, I got to keep going, don't I? 6 times 7 is 42. 6 times 8 is 48. Oop, too big. So 42 was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times 6, this is the number out here, is 42. Okay, I'm going to subtract. 6 take away 2 is 4. And I need to bring down one number at a time. Okay, and now I start over. How many 6s can fit into 45? Well, I already wrote all my numbers over here, didn't I? So how many 6s can I fit in? Looks like 42 again, what is as close as I can get, which was 7. And then subtract your 42, and I want you to bring down that last number. 5 take away 2 is 3. Bring down that last number, and then finish. Okay, so go up to the top and say how many 6s can fit into 32, and then figure out your remainder. We are not done with that problem. You need to finish it. Okay? All right, guys. Good job today, and hang in there.